where we, so where it'll, got it. There we go. So a lot of good stuff happening. You guys are coming into the conference. This is going to be a good conference. I was speaking with Kevin Miyashiro, and he is technically the lead for the Indo-Pacific Mission Acceleration Center, and he has agreed to come and speak. We've got two. We've got an Encountering Innovation success story that's going to speak. As much as I want it to be because he's successful, it's because of the things he's done and the things he had to go through. So it's more about learning from him as well as being inspired. We always are. Anne knows, and I'm looking for others. Kelly would know. Dana would know. I think, and Barbara. We've tried, and what we did a lunch and learn series, and it was a lot of work. We would like to start it back up. I don't know when we will, but one of the things we tried to do was have someone that's doing work, a client, speak to you, because as much as we want to help you, we believe the clients are some of the best at telling you what they've done and that it worked. Because that seems real case studies are the best, in my opinion. I learn better with case studies probably than anything else. Anyway, Kevin Miyashiro was a small business owner. He's not a bureaucrat. He did not start doing stuff in government. He did well. He sold his business, and then eventually he went back to Hawaii, and he wanted to help his fellow Hawaiians and innovators. So he's been doing stuff. The person he brought on with him is Bernice Kissinger, and Bernice spoke. If you see some of our pictures and our flyers, and you look on our website, you'll see Bernice at least once. I think she's in two pictures. She's in 2018, and I think again in 2019. Bernice knows what we do, and so we are trying to have Encountering Innovation on the national map. Now we know it is with the DoD Tech Scouts. We already know that, but we're trying to create more avenues of opportunity for you. And so the good news is we've got Kevin coming. He's going to be speaking with this other person, and so we're going to release that information sometime soon. Those two will be speaking together. We've got to introduce them to each other. It's two innovators, one as a Encountering Innovation, the second that's not. But Kevin's with the MAC will make this fun. We are not officially with the MAC yet. We are part of what I'm calling the MAC Collaborative, because we've been collaborating with Hawaii, Arizona, Ohio. We haven't collaborated officially with Washington yet. But we're trying. So anyway, so I think even with the recording on, we can legally say that we're not, so we don't have funding for it yet. We think that's days away, possibly. But that's part of what we're doing. The second part is he's going to be working on innovators to come, whether that's virtual or in person. And we are they want desperately to create a collaborative with their innovators, with small businesses in Hawaii. And so with our matchmaking that we do, which is why this conversation is really going this way, because I told Vicki, we need to start talking to you about the matchmaking and getting you ready, or start thinking about, because a lot of our we've got almost 100%, like 90% of our tech transfer innovators want to participate in matchmaking. We need you to go fill out the matchmaking site if you didn't. And so we will be talking about that next week. We'll start, we got to get that up for you because we got to get that stuff going. The good news is Rick Slater, who will be on with the matchmaking, is starting the outreach for matchmaking in Kansas and Missouri. Those are our, because they're the closest. So we feel like we can get the most advanced manufacturers to come from those two states. For those of you in other states, Oklahoma's close, that's within driving range for those that want to drive. If you know of advanced manufacturers in your state that should be participating, please let us know. Rick is working on the primes list, but we can tell you it's on our information that Northrop Grumman is going to be there with their space systems folks. Now the rule, and if you don't remember, the rule is everyone on the capability matrix will be able to ask anyone else on the capability matrix to meet, and we will arrange that. We will do our best to have everything done that week where you meet in person. If you can't meet in person, it's not a travesty. We will do virtual as a follow-up. Or for some of you, in the past, we've had some that met ahead of time and then met in person while they were there. So we don't care which way you meet as long as you meet, but that's capability matrix. Everyone on the capability matrix are small businesses. The large primes, they get the capability matrix and they can choose who they meet, anyone on the capability matrix. But we don't force any of the primes to open up and set out at a table. They will meet with who they want to. If you want to meet with them, you can plead your case and we'll send it to them in addition in case you don't get selected. So we have no problem. We're not proud. We'll be glad to ask. But the rule is for them to do 30-minute collaborative meetings. They will only do that if they choose. They believe that their virtual meetings are more powerful than in person. And the reason why is because they can bring in more people. And so not knowing who will be in person, I do know that they're planning on engineers and that type, because I talked to Rick about that they will most likely try to virtually bring others in, which will make the meeting more productive. Anyway, so wanting to get you to think, those of you that have told us yes on the matchmaking, to be thinking about that and be preparing for us, taking the time to do the capability matrix in your capability statement, because that's a big deal. And studies show a lot of tech transfer happens with advanced manufacturing. So we're trying to help those of you that are looking to license or find a manufacturer to try to help you in that venue as well. Okay, and Vicki.
I did find it, Alan. It's out on the Encountering Innovation website under the tech transfer training, the video.
Okay, good. I could, so you
while you're looking for that, I'm going to mention, I spoke with Rick this morning about the matchmaking capability matrix and kind of our process for everyone. Monday, I will be making sure that that matrix is in everyone who signed up for the matchmaking. That document will be in your OneDrive folder. And you'll get an email from me as well outlining the information and then what steps you need to take in order to set up a matchmaking meeting with another business. So that'll be out there on Monday.
Oh, I have a question for Alan.
Go ahead.
It's
apparently I can hear you now. Things were going wrong.
It's regarding when we say advanced manufacturing. Is it correct to say that the companies that would be able to do business directly with the primes need to be at that level of ISO certification and UL and ETL and all those others? to be a directly in connection with the primes. However, then other companies that may not have all of that, it's still very useful for them to participate in this, because among the other companies, there can be a lot of collaboration. Is that correct, or am I just thinking?
That is exactly correct. And I'm glad you, hey, there it is. That I can tell you in Wichita with the advanced manufacturing and aerospace, it's been a really cool program to watch. There are clients that excel in sales, and they're in the lead. They're beating out others, right? On a regular basis. But the fact is, almost always, those type of people need to expand capability or capacity, deep and wide, right? And so they look to the others that have quality, but don't have some of either the certifications, or they don't do sales or whatever. And so for those of you that are not the leader, but you can do the work, you definitely need to be in the matchmaking and the networking, because that's where you can grow your network and either serve for capacity or capability. And you're exactly right, Ann. It is a big deal. Yeah. Yeah, and you can work your way. Even the primes have talked about, we have ways to work you towards whatever is going on. So don't be afraid to talk to it, to everybody. Okay, thank you, Ann. That's a good point. We actually meet ahead of time and we give her all these things to say.
Hey, Alan, I've got a basic question. So how many days is the in-person event, and how many of those days does matchmaking occur?
Okay, so Vicki, I don't know if you've got that. I know that we've got matchmaking scheduled positions for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay.
We're planning for everyone, trying to make things simple for Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. That doesn't always work. So if you know you're going to be there for the week, or you can be for the week, I know that, I don't know how Rick and Jessica will do that, but I know Rick Slater is the one that's in charge of the matchmaking. And so once he's done his outreach, they try to find out what your capability is for time, and then they work according to that, for in-person.
I might say, you might, if you know or have any indication, if you could just send me an email with that information, I can make sure that Rick, that we all have it, because we'll be coordinating the matchmaking and our pitch sessions, so that there are conflicts. So if you know or have a good idea of what your time frames are, if there are times when you definitely can't be there, or let me know. Just send me an email.
So Vicki, if you'll make a note, we need to send an outreach update to all of our to everyone, and ask them to be giving us days that they're available.
Right.
If your schedule is very tight, like I said, you can tell us, I'm available virtually. So give us both, to where we can help you, and don't be hesitant to do virtual. Like I said, our primes have already Northrop Grumman's already told us we're going to be bringing in people virtually, for their engineering, and several of their people. They said it makes it much more productive for them. Anyway, so that's what I know Rick what little I've when I've talked to him. Anyway, so yeah, if we could get that, that'll be great. I've got the point. I'm ready to show this. I need to share my screen then. Just a second. Yeah, we've been a little busy lately.
Mind if I ask a question while you pull it up?
No, that's fine.
So, to the point of some of the conversation we just had with the scheduling, I know we would need to be there at the end of the week, but then I'm also trying to understand what the target audience will be. Is it if a briefer or if the person that's doing the pitch, would that be an engineer type, or is the expectation for the president to speak? Because I know there's some questions about bringing your product to market. And my concern is, as an engineer, you can't answer that, not fully. That's going to be the president.
So Maurice, are you talking about for matchmaking or for the pitch?
For more so for the pitch.
Okay, on the pitch, we're talking to you're going to be meeting with the tech scouts. Okay.
Okay.
So tech scouts are in your pitch. Have you listened to any of our training yet?
I have not. This is the first time. I did listen
Okay.
to some of there was a YouTube video from last year.
So can you I've got a 4 o'clock, so I'll have to jump off. But if we've got time and you can hang on for a few minutes, I'll and anybody else that wants to, I'll do an overview for you.
Okay.
After this, I don't think the point of contact is going to take that long.
Okay, sounds good.
And we can cover some of that for you. But for the most part, it's extremely collaborative, and it's about your benefit, what your innovation is doing, and are you still in a collaborative, innovative mode? Have you created this device and it will not change? It will not be bigger, will not be smaller. Well, then you present it and it's kind of take it or leave it, right? But if you're going, the idea of what this does is amazing. I burn my hand every time I pour coffee in my hand, and I can't sip it. It's just too hot. But I put it in this device. It's amazing. It burns my tongue 2 hours later. Well, can you burn something bigger? Can you make it bigger? Can you make it smaller? Could you make it purple? Those are the kind of questions you're going to be seeing more of in the tech transfer. Matchmaking, you've got that kind of stuff, and you've got capability business-wise. So once again, which is why in matchmaking, the virtuals are so effective. We want you to meet in person as best you can. But if you have follow-up or beforehand virtual, then you can probably get your business person, your engineer, and they can probably do the same thing. And so don't be afraid of virtual at all.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sharing. Am I sharing my screen? Right? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So, sorry, it's just been a little. So this is. I'm not taking any drugs at this time that are altering my mind. I hurt enough with my shoulder that I can, but I'm not today. So this is all me. So your training and support is where you can go from the beginning of encountering innovation. And you'll see from training and support, we're doing tech transfer, matchmaking. Rick is we got Rick in a box too. So this is Bill in a box. All of these are Bill. And so for any of you that need to refer or do a fast track, you can run right through those. Everyone here that's been on here, we've done these literally. We've got me and Vicky live, but other than that, it's been Bill. Now I've got to make sure I make this where you can hear it again. So we're going to have to see dismiss. Okay, he's
Can't
in my
hear it.
ears. You aren't hearing that, are you?
No.
Okay. Let's see where's my sound.
This document summarizes your
The wrong one. So
your single point of contact for the company, any tracks specific to the technology that you're presenting, and any contacts that you've already made with government or commercial companies about the technology. This actually
is this about the right level? Okay.
helps the tech scouts to know where you've already gone and how to further socialize your technology moving forward. This document, unlike the other documents, which are supposed to all be PDF, this document needs to be a Word document, but it permits copying and pasting for the tech scouts, especially your bluff and contact information. Don't include any hyperlinks because most of the emails that the tech scouts have will strip hyperlinks directly out of the email and you'll be left with a blank. So you can include the text for a hyperlink and then just say, copy and paste this hyperlink, this information. You can do that. That's perfectly acceptable. It will work. The top section covers naming convention we've already talked about before for all of our documents. The first two digits, the first two characters are the document designation, and then the third one is a revision number. Just change that before you submit it. It helps the people coordinating the conference out a lot. Then it has company information and the title that you used in the conference, and then the bluff statement that you finalized. The next section gives them information on how to fill out the point of contact section, and then it gives an example, and then it gives you a table to fill out at the bottom, put your point of contact information in. Please include as much as you feel comfortable with. We understand that there may be some contacts that would be considered highly confidential, or maybe they would consider from their side that to be confidential, would not want you to mention it, but include as much as you can, and that helps the tech scouts as much as possible to know where you've already gone and where they need to open doors for you.
Okay, so it's not that complicated. The challenge most from the meetings and the challenges I've seen in the past are understanding your road to encountering innovation, your history. This is almost like a living history of your resume. Who would you want to be live that would substantiate your value on your resume to where whenever they considered hiring you, they could just click a button and start talking to someone? That's basically what we're talking about for your technology. If you put your kindergarten teacher on there, that's probably a little bit too much. But whoever you put on there, when you go live and you're at the conference, if you've got too many, you can remove them or you can leave them. What you'll want to do is, in my opinion, is prioritize. They're going to want to know if you've gotten an SBIR or an STTR, you've got a major supply vendor, customer that wants your product. You've spoken to someone at Army. It just goes on and on. You know, all the Surgeon General or whoever you call it, the hospital administrator at your VA in Huntsville, Alabama says, we've got to have this. That's a big deal. Well, just saying that at your pitch is good, but it won't do anything for you if you don't have a major general, surgeon, corporal, whoever, and you've got their contact information with you. That's what they want. So all the people you're going to refer to or that they want to ask, do you have this history? Do you have that history? Those are your point of contacts. So what Bill just showed you is the how to do it. The challenges are the people. And we get people that get kind of sideways and go, I really don't want you talking to whoever. Then that's fine. Then understand each one you leave off is just one less opportunity that you're going to move forward. Now, you're not going to have a list of point of contacts that 30 people are going to call. Okay. So they're not going to get worn out from the phone calls or the emails. But the most important person that would want to call that person or want to reach out to them is the person that we're talking about. So that's the comment that I want you to understand is that's the bulk of the sideways movement we see is not how to do it. It's pretty simple, straightforward. The reason why we don't want it in a PDF is for them to be able to cut and paste and move it. Your bluff is able to be cut and pasted. It's embedded in the email. I know this sounds funny that we get this specific, but this is because we move a bunch of stuff all at once. And the more we can do it quickly, the better the scouts can do their job and help you. And your point of contact information is for them to cut and paste. Click on it, move it, and do an email quick because they've got a lot of work to do. They will have been offline for almost a week, and then they will probably go to something else. And so they need to be able to catch up and get your information where it needs to go. So the more you can make life easy with them, the sooner you can get your information moved forward. All right, that's my sermon. Any questions or comments based on what we've talked about? You guys are all good, huh? Marion, you became visual.
I just want to, I do not have any comments or questions. I just thought it would be useful if I show my face.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will tell you, the more, and I realize everybody's, or not everyone, but a lot of people have bandwidth issues. But yeah, in these kind of meetings for networking purposes, we want you to see each other, and we want to try to get you to know each other ahead of time. And we've not done that yet. Well, we have a little. Vicky's we've introduced and talked, but we need to in the next few weeks. We need to do some more of that. Hopefully, before we do the pitch training, we can have some of that happen.
Yeah, by the way, we cannot see you.
What is that, Marion?
But we cannot see you right now since you called.
Yeah.
Ellen, we have a lot of new faces on today. Could you go to the Encountering Innovation website and let's show them? Go to the conference.
Okay.
And
All
then
right. So yeah, it's kind of walk around.
Yeah.
All right. So this is encounteringinnovation.com. And this is, I will tell you, it's your toolbox. Okay. So think of Encountering Innovation as you go forward. Whenever you need something. Now, if you don't know where it is, I get it, and I get overwhelmed. We are doing our best to try to simplify that. I think I'm kind of like a mouse when it comes to ability to think. I want to go left or right, black or white, just okay, left. Just I don't want 20 choices. So not that we've done a perfect job of that, but we try to simplify it. I'm going to refresh and see if it'll let me go in. Yeah, okay. So one of the things we did is they've got it to where everyone, if they click on the center from the very beginning, you'll go to our conference page. When the conference is live, that is we're now taking in intake and we're working with people on the road to encountering innovation, then we want to try to simplify it to where you can come to this page. So your landing page, this is your conference page. Everything you should need or be able to go to should be here for you to go to it without overwhelming you. That's not easy to do if there's a lot of information, right? So you can apply now. We tell you when it is. We give you buttons to different parts. You want to tell someone else and you want them to see the conference flyer. The conference flyer is online, but it's also a PDF, so you can download it and send it to someone. The agenda as we know it, as we go forward, and then the different parts of training, matchmaking training, tech transfer, and all the other stuff. Our bluff statements from the past and the current ones are where everyone can see them. Your bluff statement is one of your marketing outreaches that we want to utilize to attract people. Why someone should attend. We tried to make the most simple why someone should attend. If you've got people that you want to be there, this is a way to get them there. The soft costs are us, so you don't pay for us. So it's the hard cost at the conference that ends up being because we don't have a way of paying for those. So everyone, hopefully, many hands make for light work, right? So there is some cost to the conference. Our host is Johnson County Community College in Kansas City. We're part of Pittsburgh State University. We were birthed out of the Small Business Development Center program in Kansas, and then we work mostly with different SBDC programs. And then getting here, who the host is, and hotel reservations. So your hotel reservations, I will tell you, she got a really good deal, in my opinion. If you want $50 rooms, and I get that, that's what I usually want. That's not going to happen at the Embassy Suite, but a $124 per night for the Embassy Suite, I think, is a good deal. And it's real close. It's very simple to go from there to Johnson County Community College from where this is. So it works well. We are going to try to have all our tech scouts, if we can, to go there. So opportunity to maybe network with them later should work. I was talking to Tim Fowler today, and he said, "Where do we?" And I said, "Embassy Suite." So I'll be sending information out. We've talked about who's coming and who I need to invite. So we're going to try to get every one of them, if we can, to go to Embassy Suites if we can. There's the maps and direction. So all of that, basically, what we're saying is we are trying to make it simple for you to navigate from this page. You can get confused. It happens. If you do, give us a call your tech coach person. Don't go too long before you get too frustrated. If you get frustrated, then let us know. Everyone on here has already applied, right, Vicki?
I believe so.
Okay, so you don't need to see this, other than if you've got someone, like I said, that you're talking to and you're trying to talk them into it. Here's the page to talk to, where they can go if they're registering. All right, any questions?
Go to the tech transfer training. I just want us to show them, scroll down so they can see where we've got the videos from the previous trainings we've done.
Okay. They've been asking me to do a 2-minute video, and it only takes 2 minutes, right? I haven't done one yet, and I'm going to try my best to get one done soon. Anyway, maybe I'll do it while I'm driving tomorrow. I got a road trip I got to make while we're doing all this. But basically what we've done is this general overview is me and Vicki and Bill in a box. Bill loves it. The cool thing I told Bill is we're expecting that Bill's going to be here for us in October, working with us. And I said, Bill, the cool thing is they're going to be used to you. They've heard you talking every week. So you'll be used to him. But we've done the very same thing that it, let's see if I can get back there. If you go down here, that general overview, it's us. And then at some point, eventually it's Bill in a box, right? Did we let him talk at all? Maybe we didn't. Oh, he's probably talking here. No, that's me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that was a bad example. I'm glad this is live and recording, right? He's in there someplace, trust me. He's in each one of these. Then we also have, you should have all your materials you need, but we've got example information in each of these as well to try to make life easy on you.
Alan, I've
Anything
got a
else?
question on
Yes.
POC that came to mind. What about people who are not in the military as points of contact? For instance, I do a lot of work with the Bush Combat Development Complex
Okay.
in Texas, and but those guys are university personnel, you know.
So
Their staff.
That's an excellent question. As long as they're not going to get sideways with you and then in turn get sideways with them, that's perfect. Like I said, think of it like your resume. Who anyone that's going to be significant that knows something and can third party endorse something about what you've done, either your capability as a group, as an individual, or the capability of your innovation. So all of that is good. Like I said, I think you might try to prioritize it in some fashion, but the fact is, as long as it's on there, when you've spoken about it, they're going to make note of who they want to talk to. And so your 20-minute collaboration pitch is most valuable. And so if you already remember who it is, that's Tom Jones at UTSA, and they know that, then when you say that, the scribes will write that down and they'll say, well, I want to make sure you've got the point of contact for Tom Jones, and that'll be in the scribe notes. So all of that you anticipate ahead of time, if it's already on there, then we can, as soon as they say we don't need anything else, then you've already got your point of contact template ready. We didn't do this our first few years, and everybody was scrambling to get their point of contact information in. So we've learned, just put it in there to begin with. Okay, like I said, I think the worst case scenario is you may have too many. If that's the case, that's not a bad thing, because they'll go to the ones they want to. So don't give them I'll say that somebody will have 20 pages of point of contacts. That's probably a little overboard, but for the most part, you really can't have too many point of contacts as long as they can get to them.
Alan, they don't need to share point of contacts for like SBR, STTR funding, so that should be readily looked up, or you're saying yes,
No,
they should list.
Kelly, that's an excellent question. No, they definitely do want it on there. They don't want to look anything up. Anything they have to look up, they did not check, and you just dropped a point out. So yes, make sure you put it in there. So I said that wrong, didn't I? The way I said no, but yes, put it in there. Yeah, that is an excellent example. They will definitely want your STTR or SBIR, whoever you've worked with. It can be once again, kind of like to what Paige was saying a while ago. It's really about your significant conversations or people that contributed to working with you in some fashion that they can add significance to the person that's going to reach out to them. Okay, is that everybody? Everybody good? Vicky, I'm going to turn it over to you in case there's something else to do then.
No, just reminder, October 8th is the deadline for the early bird registration. We won't have any training on Thursday of this week. So our next one will be next Tuesday at 3. And I'll send a reminder email out to everybody. And watch for an email with information about the capability matrix for the matchmaking, because we'll be starting work on that as well. And I think that's it for me.
I think Ann is talking. Ann, you're muted.
You're muted, Ann.
There we go.
There you go.
A slippery little thing to press.
I hear you.
The question, just when all the updated tech transfer documentation is due?
Okay. Bluff statements, first round, what we've done is we put the bluff statements on the website. If I didn't have an updated bluff statement, your initial bluff statement that you submitted in your application is here. I will be going back through weekly and looking at those in your files. And if there's an updated one, I will get it and make sure it gets to the website. I'll be doing that right now. I'm going to look tomorrow for any updates on bluff statements and get those revisions over to our marketing person, as well as we've had new companies apply, and I'll be sure to get those new bluff statements up as well. So if you've got one updated, go ahead and get it in as soon as you can. November 1st is the deadline for all of your final documents, your bluff statements, your quad chart, your information paper, pitch deck, and your poster board document. November 1st, and then that just makes sure that we have time to get everything ready for the event starting on the 13th that week. We'll make sure that we've got your pitch deck available in the event there's any kind of technical difficulties or anything. We'll have a copy ready to pull up on the computer as well.
That's just what I needed to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
That's it then. It's good to see a good group of people here, so I'm glad to see all of you. Maybe we just need to do one day a week. This works good. For those of you that are on Thursday and you're not here today, I apologize. So you'll see us in the recording, right? If you forgot. Okay. Like I said, I really am. I'm excited about the people that are coming and the stuff that's going on. This is getting more and more attention, so that just means more and more avenues of opportunity for you, and that's I think the important part. There is going to be an app for your phone that you'll be able to utilize at the conference. It is not what we used last year, so it's not a virtual meeting. everybody being there in person, but it's something that will help you meeting with others. It's for connectivity as much as anything, to where you'll be able to, because we want to build the networking with each other and make getting around simple. Okay, I guess we're good. If you want to stay after class, Maurice, you and any others, we'll be glad to do a brief overview and try to give you a kind of a quick 5-8 minute lesson. Cool. All right. With that in mind, thank you, and we'll see you next week for the rest of you.
Thanks, Alan.
So Vicky, if you want to make a note or mark, or why don't you pause? Can you stop recording?
Yeah,
I
I can
say,
pause it.
I don't know if we need to, well, I was trying to see if we could mark it in some way if she wants to put this in someplace else, but I'll let her deal with that. Anyway, so Maurice, for you,
You want me to stop
Paige,
the training? You want me to stop the recording?
I don't care. I just wanted to have it where she could do an overview if she wanted to do something. But no, you can keep it going. That's fine.
I'm just going to keep it going.
So yeah, this is cool. I love seeing new names and faces, because I'm like, wow, we got folks. Why don't, instead of taking time to know everything about you, why don't you just, I said, Paige, you're Texas, right?
Yes, that's right. In South Texas, Austin
Okay.
area.
Okay. Maurice, what about you?
Yeah, San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. For both of you, just a little trivia. I am originally a Texan. I was in Texas for 36 years and then got out on good behavior and ended up in South Carolina for 3 years before I ended up the last millennium. I got to Wichita December the 17th, when we were going to have the great 2000 meltdown, right?
Mm.
And then I'm here. I'm still here. I'm working.
We
with
want you back.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Kelly, where are you from?
Southwest Missouri.
Southwest Missouri. Oh, see, now that's the area I've been trying. I like that area. I love Table Rock Lake and Branson. We go to Branson in order to go to Table Rock Lake.
Mm-hmm.
we really enjoy the lakes and the hills down there. And we have some family down there. Marion, where are you from?
I'm in Boulder, Colorado.
Cool.
But if you want to know where I'm from, that's a different story.
There you go. That's a good point. Where are you from? You don't sound like you're from South Texas.
No, former Czechoslovakia.
Oh, wow.
So right, my country now is Slovak Republic.
Wow. Well, we're glad to have you.
Thank you. I have been here in Colorado though for 26 years. So
I think you've taken up roots, huh?
yeah, I am a third attempt for immigration to US. My great grandfather left for America and nobody ever saw or heard from him anymore.
Oh, wow.
And his son, who grew up in Slovakia, came to America and was working here as a miner for several years, and then returned back and was farming there. So I'm the third guy.
Well, welcome. Hopefully it'll stick.
So far, it looks like that.
Good. Matt, how about you and Lynn? They may have left.
Okay,
Oh, there we
is Matt speaking? Matt, go ahead. You were called first.
Which Matt?
Matt Brewer.
I'm from central Mississippi, a little town
Okay.
called Benton. I'm about 30 miles north of Jackson.
Okay. Glad to have Mississippi. You guys have done a great job of representing yourselves. And Lynn?
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, good afternoon, team. I am from Texas as well, so DFW area, Dallas Fort Worth.
Okay,
Yes, so
Uh,
great to be here and glad to see everyone.
cool. I was born in Dallas, and both of my daughters were born in Dallas. So uh, now you know the real secret about me.
That's
All the
awesome.
interesting
Now,
stuff.
that's awesome. Now, my real secret is I'm a Yankee. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, but I've been in
Oh,
Dallas a very long time. So,
well, see, you would be called a damn Yankee, right?
yes, yes.
Do you know why?
No.
So a Yankee is someone that comes down and leaves. The damn Yankee stays.
Ah, okay. And oh, yes. And my response to that, whenever anyone said that, is I was invited by y'all.
There you go. Well,
Seriously, I
obviously,
interviewed for a job and was accepted, right? And I was
that's pretty
invited
cool.
by y'all, right?
You said it
Yeah,
right. You said it right.
Yeah.
Now, it's either,
exactly.
now, if you're really good, you know the difference between y'all and all y'all.
I don't think I know that.
Okay.
All y'all.
So y'all,
All y'all.
so
Yeah, tell me.
y'all, I could be talking about y'all, but if I had like two screens of people, I would be talking about all y'all. So it's just
Okay.
y'all,
Okay,
and then
yeah.
it's all y'all. So
That makes
when you're in
sense.
the, yeah, when you're in the office, if you're talking about y'all, you can say, okay, y'all, here's what we need to do. Okay, now all y'all,
All y'all.
it actually makes sense, right?
I love it. I love it. Now, okay, so Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh area, Yuns
Very
guys,
cool.
right? So
Very
Yuns
cool.
guys. Yeah.
Okay, so I've almost used up all my time, haven't I? Okay, so the overview, what we really want to do is help you understand that you're going to be meeting with tech scouts, and your pitch is private. Bill's got to, let me at least tell him, because that's what's.
How many people are in there? The pitch is private, but how many people are in there? I wonder.
Vicky, can you answer that?
I will try. The tech scouts, it depends on how many are here or will be attending. I don't know that exact number. I would say it could be anywhere from 4 or 5 as far as the tech scouts. There will be 2 scribes will be in the room, and they'll be taking notes of comments and questions that the tech scouts have for the innovators, as well as they may make recommendations or say, I'm going to refer you to so-and-so. All of that information will be taken down and given to you so that you've got it available. And then there'll be a timekeeper. There'll be you as a presenter, and your team, your tech coach will most likely be in that room with you as well. So, it varies just depending on the time of the day and the day too, as to how many tech scouts may or may not be there.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then it appears that it's mainly your pitch is just talking about the tech. It's not anything business related or at all, or costs. Maybe a little bit about cost, but not mainly just about what does your capability do? What gap does it fill? Is that pretty accurate?
Right. It's your technology and what it can do, not necessarily how it's doing it. You don't want to give any of that information out, but what it can do and how it meets a need for the DoD or the particular tech scouts that are there.
And then just follow up to that, is it common that others have brought out the actual tech, or is it more just using the slides?
I believe most of the time it's using your presentation and not bringing the actual technology in, or, if you've got a prototype or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's very helpful.
And what'll happen is you'll be assigned a time for your pitch, and we'll ask you to arrive early. So usually about 20-30 minutes early. And you'll go into what we're calling a green room, and that'll be your prep room, getting ready to go into your pitch, making sure that your presentation is going to work, that, get rid of all the jitters that you may have, and just getting ready. And then when it's time for your pitch, you'll be escorted into what we call the pitch room, where you'll find these other individuals and you give your presentation. Once that pitch is completed, once your 20 minutes is up, and it'll be a hard, fast 20 minutes, pretty much we'll say, you'll be told, you've got this much time left for your presentation. There's this much time. And then thank you very much kind of thing. And then you'll go into the red room. Once you go into the red room, that's what we call our debriefing room. You'll have your tech coach and your team that you've brought with you there. You can go over the presentation, what you heard from the Tech Scouts, questions, comments. You'll be able to look at your scribe notes and actually, I think, print a copy off as well. And I will also put those in your folder. So you'll get all of that information, and it's just your time for debriefing. And I think those are 20 minutes in that room as well before the next one comes in. Anybody have any other questions or comments? Alan?
Yeah, I don't, based on what you're saying. The main thing I would say is you can go to if you go up here and just start these, you can start Bill immediately and start listening to him. You can't ask him questions, obviously, but you can, if you have a question from the presentation, you can write them down and then send emails out. If your question was covered, then what's up there will be at the back end here. I will tend to pause Bill and make a comment from time to time on these. So it will be more because we start out with all of you in the room, and then we begin with Bill just like we did. And then we will finish with questions and answers. So if you want to go quick and just go through the training, just go straight through these. These are very good. Bill takes it nice and slow where you can keep up and make notes and look at your stuff. Have your information with you, and that'll help a lot. And then, like I said, then you can click on these, and you're more than welcome, as you can figure it out, that if it was 20 minutes.
So for all of you that have been on more than once, hold us accountable.
You can move those. I was trying to move forward. You can go to wherever Bill's at. There he is. So if you know you've already finished it, all you got to do is go to where he disappears, and you'll be at the question and answer period. At least I think so. We may not have. Oh, we probably paused him. So he was on the same one for a while. So that's where you can probably go to try to catch any questions and answers, just to kind of give you an idea, because we pulled him up. Like we said, it's Bill in a box. But that's all of this are just these with us talking for questions and answers. That's it. So next, what did you tell them we're doing next week?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Do we pitch? Oh, sorry. Do we pitch more than once?
No, you'll
Okay.
just pitch once.
One
Yeah.
time.
We'll have everybody in the room that needs to, well, everybody that's there will be there. We will share your information and your bluff and your time of pitch close to the end. So one of the most important things you can do is early bird register, because we need to make sure we've got a conference, that we got enough to make the conference work, because they got real hard costs that we're passing on to you to make it where it doesn't cost the university or the college. So we need you to say we're going to be there, and the best way is early bird registration. In that regard, if that's what I was going to say. So we will send out the early bird registration bluffs once we've confirmed. we'll send those back out to the Tech Scouts. And then what they'll do is the ones that are coming in person, they won't change for them, but they will then try to do outreach to if someone else needs to be there, and they'll try to get someone to come in virtually, because we plan for the ability for people, either you, someone that's working with you that needs to be there virtually, or if they have someone that they want Tech Scout wise to be there as well.
Question.
All right.
So do we know, like, do we have certain organizations that have committed already to send Tech Scouts, and will we have a list kind of kind of maybe the week before or something where we're going to know who's going to be in our room during the pitch?
So yeah, Kelly, I guess the best way to say this is we know that 3 or 4 of the IACs, either 3/4 or 4/4 of the IACs are going to be there. That's the Information Analysis Center folks. They're embedded at a COCOM, either STRATCOM, SOCOM, CENTCOM, or INDOPACCOM. But they work across all the combatant commands. So all the combatant commands are represented. One of the combatant commands, Tim Fowler, represents NORTHCOM, NORAD, STRATCOM, and Space Force. So you're the best people that could be there are already going to be there. The ones that work across all the combatant commands. They're not on right now, but one of our SBDC folks will tell you the most important thing is starting. Once you're in with us, the block and tackle that we've got over here, that's an experiment that we've done. We're going to continue that forward. The most important thing is to become part of the cohort of Encountering Innovation, because what we hope to do is continue to make you relevant whenever we hear things. So we are just now starting to expand with the Mission Acceleration Center hubs, regions, and other capabilities to where we can share your information and continue to let you know of something that's relevant. The same thing happens with the IACs when they reach back out to us. It happened during COVID. It happens from time to time where they'll say, I need, what was the client that was in 2018 that did the so-and-so? And a lot of times we already know. If we don't, we go back to 2018 and we look and we figure it out. But things like that are happening as well. But then we'll also know, like in this case, Transcom has agreed to be there. They're a service COCOM. And then we are hoping that INDOPACCOM, the person that actually is the same as Brett Sheringhausen, who passed away, who actually really is the founder of this. Mike von Fonestock, I think, is going to be there. And then we've got 2 or 3 others. Office of Secretary of Defense has told us that they're going to send somebody. I'm going to go back to that person and ask them, are you coming? So we're sending that stuff out tomorrow and trying to get all of them so there's key people that we try to make sure someone from those offices are there. But the most important thing are the IACs. If they're there, they're putting it out to everybody else. And then the Max, Kevin Miyashiro will be there. We're hoping some of the folks from Ensign, whose the funding is coming through. Ensign works DIU, so that should be a great fit. That's the stuff that's happening that didn't happen in the last 6 years, as Ensign and the Mission Acceleration Center. That's a whole new layer of connectivity for us.
Right. Yeah, that sounds really good. The INDOPAC and that may be very relevant, for our stuff. Yeah,
that's great. One of the things you guys can do is when you do your research, send an email to us and say, hey, we've done the research and here's what I think I know, and help us. We can do the outreach, or we'll send it to Tim Fowler and say, hey, Tim, this bluff, with this title says this is who they think their real target is. Don't be afraid to tell us that. We'll send that forward. If they're there virtually, it makes it perfect. If they're not going to be there in person, so we will do everything we can to help you in that regard.
Great.
All right, I've got a
Another-
meeting that I've got to get to. I'm going to get off, and Vicky, if you want to continue to chat with them, that would be great.
Okay.
Cool.
I was just gonna say,
guys.
another thing we've got is, October 23rd through the 27th, we've got the practice pitch sessions. And in that email that I sent with, all the information, your next steps, there was a link to sign up for those if you want to do that. We've set aside about 45 minutes for each practice pitch session. So, you can just get a feel, kind of going through what the process is. We'll have, I know Alan, myself, and maybe Bill will be in there, potentially your tech coach as well, listening to your pitch and just giving you feedback on it and answering any questions that you've got. So it's a really good opportunity just to kind of get in the zone and prepared.
Great. Yeah, already signed up for that. So,
Perfect. And we're really glad you all are with us.
yeah.
Look forward to working with you and hope it
Yeah.
goes well.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see this so close to home. You guys are, only a couple hours away, and nice to have a defense focused program.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in Springfield, right, Kelly?
Yeah, about an hour from Springfield. I'm in between Joplin and Springfield.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
Thanks,
perfect.
Vic. I'm gonna jump off.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
Well,
Paige.
thanks, Vicky. So
It's nice to meet everybody. Good to see you in
Yeah,
face
nice
to
to
go
meet
with
you
the
guys.
name. If you
Thank
all
you.
have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to shoot me an email.
great.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Vicky.
much.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Have a good day, and we hope to see you next week.
Thanks, y'all
Bye.
too. See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Bye.